Welcome back, everyone. It is Tuesday, February 4th in the NBA. I have three plays. We're going to dive into in just one moment, live from San Francisco at 5:55 a.m., and we're ready to give you guys some plays. As always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Let's recap yesterday. 3-1. That should say Monday recap. That's correct. Sorry, like I said, it is before 6 a.m., but 3-1. Mark Williams. Got to give him a pat on the back. Didn't watch his game, but he had 3 points at halftime. Check the score again. 23. We'll take it. Jalen Brunson for free. Sweat free. He had 42. Amen Thompson gets a triple-double, 25 points. I think, 11 assists. And then our only loser, Steph Curry, over in threes. If you know, you know. We were at that game, and man, every three he was firing up was a brick. 2 for 12. Now, I posted on my Twitter that I was eating a hot dog for every single three he made, and I bought 2 hot dogs pregame. I had those hot dogs in my lap for 2 hours. So when he finally made one in the third, I was in shambles. That thing was so cold. But either way, I'm diving into 3 plays. Again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm in San Francisco only for today, and we leave tomorrow morning. So, again, short trip, but the videos might be a little bit different. But, hey, we're going to crank out hopefully some more winners. We've got back-to-back pretty solid days. Let's go 3-0 today. Do me a favor, go down below, like and subscribe. Do me that favor. Appreciate you guys as always. Let's dive into our first pick of the day, though. And we're going to start with an under. And I'm going to be honest, our card today is an interesting one, but I really like it. At the end of the video, I will touch on some other games that we did not touch on. We have some big games today like Celtics, Cavaliers, which we have a pick in, and a couple other ones that I want to talk about. But first pick of the day, guy with a great first name, a guy that was a 2-unit play in his most recent game. He came through. Today we fade him. That is Austin Reeves, under 20.5 points, minus 117 on Caesars, a 1-unit play for the Lakers. Now, talk about this game. The Clippers, the Lakers are on the road taking on the Clippers. Typically, you'd say, oh, this was like a home game, if you will, because we're in the same stadium. Now it is not the case. There will still be a lot of Laker fans in attendance, but the Lakers kind of, and I've seen LeBron pregame kind of talk about, this is a home game for us. Clippers take that personally. I mean, you can't be saying that, and I get it. There's going to be a lot of Laker fans there, but again, the Clippers kind of have a little bit of a little brother syndrome here, and they want to go out there and destroy the Lakers, and we've seen them do it time and time again, and I really hate this spot for Austin Reeves. Now, let's touch on Reeves, who obviously we took as a 2-unit play most recently, and he did come through for us. I don't like this matchup, though, for him. If you look at Reeves, and he's obviously played pretty well, got my screens going, so give me a sec. We've seen Reeves, obviously he's under in a lot of games. Now, elephant in the room, we've obviously talked about Anthony Davis no longer being on the team. We've seen him in those no AD games, still go under in some games. I mean, like, he's not shooting well. He's getting some good volume, but again, not shooting well in some of these games. Did score 27, though, when we took his over. Again, 12 shots, 9 free throw attempts. So, tip the cap for him. But again, I just don't like this matchup. I mean, you look at how he scores the basketball in the pick and roll, below average matchup, spot up. I mean, now that he is more of a ball handler, this number is going to continue to go down. Free throws are a top 10 defense, transition. I mean, they're a pretty good defensive team. And you look at if you go over here, defensive rating, second best, points in the paint allowed, 5th best. So again, they've been a very good defensive team. And now here come in the Lakers. We saw them face just earlier in January. He only had 14 points here, 6 field goal attempts. So Anthony Davis was in that game, so taking away some defensive focus from Reeves, still not a good game, and he struggled just in this matchup. 15, 8, 12, and 13 last year versus them. So, I mean, sure, you could say D'Angelo Russell was inactive, but I mean, this is a game LeBron James didn't play, and we only 5 of 14. Not a great game for him. So, again, I just don't like this spot for Reeves. I think it's a tough one. Clippers take this matchup to heart. They have a lot of pretty good perimeter defenders. I don't know how they're going to guard LeBron, but we saw in that most recent game when Lakers and Clippers played, they had Derrick Jones Jr. on Austin Reeves, and that's a terrible matchup for him. So I'll fade Reeves here, 20.5. Obviously, I took it in the most recent game, but I don't like this matchup for him. We could see the Lakers get boat raced here. I don't know what their lineup looks like with no Max Christie as well now. So you maybe get Dalton Connect in there, maybe get Gabe Vincent a little bit more. But again, if I'm the Clippers, I'm saying Jared Vanderbilt will probably get some minutes. You beat me. And if that happens, you just tip the cap. Again, not going to give as much focus to Jackson Hayes as you would Anthony Davis. So again, I just don't see Reeves getting a ton of opportunities. Just to hope he doesn't randomly get to the free throw line like 10 times. But again, I really think it's a tough spot for him. So first pick of the day, Austin Reeves under in points. I just don't like it. Second pick, we got another under. And this is going to that Celtics and Cavaliers game. I can touch on maybe some overs I looked at while I'm talking about this pick. But we got an under here, and that's on Ty Jerome. under 1.5 made threes, minus 135 on Bet365. Now, I'm not saying to take its under in points. I take this down about minus 150 or so. I just don't think Ty Jerome's a 2-3 point guy, especially not in a very tough matchup against the Boston Celtics. Now, has Ty Jerome made 2 threes in a game this year? Yes, of course he has. But with a fully healthy, knock on wood right now, Cavaliers team, I don't know if the volume's there, especially not in what I consider to be a bad matchup for him shooting threes. Can Ty Jerome go out there and score 15 points? Yeah, but sometimes it isn't even on the 3-pointers, and he's kind of done that against the Celtics before this season. Now, we've touched on the Celtics defense. What do? Stay home on shooters, and they force the guys with the ball in their hand to have good games against them. We've seen them, Donovan Mitchell play well against them, Darius Garland. Darius Garland's most recent game against them was at the 4 for 21. If you know, you know. But again, this is not a great matchup for launching threes, and not really the threes that Ty Jerome shoots, because he's not really a huge catch and shoot guy, and he's not really an off the dribble 3-point shooter in my opinion too. He's that's not really his game, where he's like, all right, you're going under the screen, I'm pulling up the three. No, he kind of wants to get to that mid-range spot, and I'm cool with him getting there. Go to the mid-range 15 times tonight. I don't care. But again, you look at Ty Jerome, and we'll pull up, Props Madness again. You're seeing, 1.5 on almost every single book. Different juice. I'd probably minus 154 is probably about as high as I would go. But again, I do like this one. Now, Ty Jerome, like I said, under in a lot of games. What is that? 17 of his most 27. What you really want to look at is games where Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen play. So the core 4 are in there. Under in 16 of 27. At home, it's not really a big difference. I'm not too worried about that. But again, we've talked about the Celtics before, and I think I have that here. Catch and shoot. We've looked at them last 10 games. Catch and shoot threes, 4th fewest. That's kind of how he does his damage. We're not seeing him really score a lot of points and above the break threes. It's 36%. Good for him. But, he's in the catch and shoot, 3rd. And we've seen when he's faced the Celtics this year, here's the game. He's played 28 minutes, didn't even attempt a single three. Had 5 field goal attempts, scored 10 points. Then this game shoots 3 threes, plays 11 minutes, scores 4 points. They didn't have Max Strus there, didn't have Karis LeVert here. Well, spoiler alert, both those two fellas are in the lineup tonight. So Karis LeVert, another guy that can take the ball out of his hands. Max Strus, again, another guy that can get in there and knock down some spot-up shooting. I just don't see Ty Jerome as being the guy that gets those spot-up shots. And we've seen when the big core 4 is active and he shoots 5 or fewer threes, looking at a guy under an 18 of 27, I honestly don't even think he gets the 5 threes. I think at most you're getting 4, probably closer to 3 3-point attempts. And when he shoots 3 or more, 3, we're looking at a guy, whatever. He's going to have to shoot crazy efficient to beat us. I just don't know if he's getting that done. I like Ty Jerome as a player. He is one of the reasons, in my opinion, that I think the Cavaliers are where they are, because they've had, been pretty healthy, obviously, and they have the core 4. But again, guys off the bench like Ty Jerome have been so consistent for him. He's averaging, I don't know, what is Ty Jerome averaging these days? He's probably averaging, if I had to guess, like 11 points per game. Maybe that's, 11.3 points per game, shooting 50%. You just don't get a lot of those guys off the bench. He's been really consistent for him. I just don't like this matchup for him. Hope that makes sense. He can still play well. Just don't think this is his matchup. And let's assume, hopefully, that the Cavaliers core 4 starting. Karis LeVert's active, not traded, and all that. Karis LeVert did return, so we basically have to get traded for him not to play. My third and final play of the day. And you might be saying, Austin, you're crazy. Why the heck do you have 3 unders? Sometimes I feel when you have a card of all overs, you try to run back like we did yesterday, run back an over card. It's a disaster. It's always these random Tuesday games where you get very low effort from some teams. So I like taking some unders. And third one of the day will be Tyrese Halliburton under 8.5 assists at minus 110 on BetMGM, our third play of the day. We'll talk about the Blazers, who you will face tonight in a second, but Pacers, Blazers, both these teams are on back-to-back. So, some guys could get ruled out. Tyrese's line could change depending on where this game goes, because like I said, they could rule out some guys, which would be tough if that happens. But I still love the matchup for him to go under. And regardless of if some guys get ruled out, like maybe Andrew Nemhard, maybe you get a better line at 9.5. Sure, you can take that. But again, I like fading him here. And if they want to suit up, sure, go for it. But let's talk about Tyrese Halliburton, who obviously has had an up and down season so far. And I don't actually mind his under and points plus assists either, but his points line, for whatever reason, went up. And so that was a little bit suspect. But I do like the under and assists here. It's obviously hard to get 9 assists, especially on the road. And I think this could be a tough spot for them, especially Tyrese Halliburton. Now, if you look at Halliburton on the season, or at least as last few months, under in 17 of 27. So a pretty significant hit rate. But I really want to look at the Blazers defense. And like I said, they've been really good. We talked about the Celtics right here. Blazers, fewest catch and shoot threes allowed over the last 10 games. If you were to go to defensive rating, they are the number 1 or number 2 defensive rating in the NBA. I can pull it up for you right here. We were just talking about defensive rating. Yeah, it's here. If you're looking at last 15 games, this is a Blazers team that has been one of the best defenses in the league. Top 6 right here. If you were to just go over the past 7 games when they've really been, playing really well, you're looking at a team 3rd in defensive rating, points in the paint, fewest points in the paint allowed. So again, they've been really stingy in terms of assists. We've seen last 15 games, fewest assists per game allowed to point guards right here. Last 7 games goes down to 4.2, again, fewest. So not a great matchup here for him. We've seen, obviously, Halliburton, he's capable. We know head-to-head matchups, 10 here, 20 potential assists. That was in November. And then, obviously, he's had good success here. I'm not going to hide from these. 9 on 16, 17 on 22. But again, you aren't seeing a lot of those games from Halliburton. Honestly, this game, you guess he had 19 assists in their last game against Utah. That's about as A+ of a matchup as you can get. Against other teams, 12 against the Hawks, 14 here, 12, 13. Sure, he gets 19 against the Sixers, another team that we've talked about. Love the double opposing number 1 guys, 10 here. So again, the volume hasn't been great. I don't see him getting more than 15, in my opinion. And when he gets 15 or fewer potential assists, when you see the hit mark, under in 22 of 27, even if he got up to 16, I just don't know if it's going to happen tonight. So again, I'm cool fading him here. I think it's a really tough spot for him to get those assists. So I really like the under 8.5. I don't mind the points under as well. I'd just rather take this one. So officially my 3 plays of the day, Austin Reeves under in points, Ty Jerome under in threes, and Tyrese Halliburton under in assists. My 3 plays, all unders. I don't normally have an all under card, but let's hope it goes pretty well for us because I really love all 3 of these. Now, I'll touch on the other games right now, and then we'll get on out of here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video so far. Again, we're 6 a.m. in San Francisco. It's been a good day. Well, not a day. They just started, but you get my point. Let's talk about some other games, and then I'm getting out of here. Another pick I looked at, and this is another under, Jalen Brunson. I like his under in points tonight. Why, Austin? We just took him. He scored 40. Bad matchup. He has not scored well against them. And really, the volume has been there 13, 13, and 13 shots. They've really been doubling Jalen Brunson. The reason I'm not on it is I am not confident in the Knicks trotting out everyone tonight. Karl-Anthony Towns, we'll see if he plays. I'm a little bit skeptical there. That's why I'm not getting there. Wouldn't be shocked though if the Raptors somehow win or cover. That line spread is a little bit weird. Dallas, Philly, I'm not really getting involved here. Could we see the return of Joel Embiid? Maybe. Mavs, I don't really want to touch right now with injury news and all those guys. Boston, Cleveland, I know Spide is now up to 26.5. That's a tad too high for me. But again, other guys, I don't know if I love them. If I had to pick anyone on the Boston, it'd probably be Tatum, given he scores the most in isolation, which is where the Cavs do struggle the most. But I don't really love any of those spots there. Going down, Houston, Brooklyn, kind of a matchup I avoided. Şengün probably returns today. Don't mind fading Jalen Johnson, or not Jalen Johnson, Amen Thompson. I just feel like he doesn't have back-to-back good games. I don't know, call me crazy. Miami, Chicago, a pick I did look at here is this one. That would be Tyler Hero under 5.5 not threes, good Lord. Rebounds, not a bad one. I don't mind that. Maybe do some more research into that. I just didn't take it because the Bulls offense might be a disaster. And then I've already talked about the other games. So again, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. A recap of my 3 official picks of the day. Let's try to have another great day. It's Austin Reeves under in points, Ty Jerome under in threes, Tyrese Halliburton under in assists. Those 3 plays, 3 unders, hopefully 3 winners. I'll see you guys back again in the same place tomorrow, and then we'll be back at our normal home for our normal setup. So again, thanks for tuning in. It's Austin signing out. See you in the next one. Peace.